You see yourself in the mirror. It's quite A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite frame a delicate rotary dial. Gleaming under the dim light, taking your time, you carefully enter the combination.
Excellent. Follow me. Your time is at hand, Godwoken.
Ancient runes, weird contraptions. This place is an Arcanist's dream.
Opening the door, you see a selection of The Meistr is examining her wounds.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken? Just so. To accept divinity is to accept responsibility for the lives of every person and beast that walks. If granted divinity, you would have the power of all 7 gods at your disposal. You could heal any wound, pull islands from the sea, but make no mistake. The divine cannot use her power for anything else. Very well, then. Let's see if we can't... The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl, mix in a little blood, set the concoction aflame, and then inhale the smoke. Ignore any feelings of dizziness, burning in your lungs, or a dire... Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard. Source in the glowing fountain. Ritual in the tome by the bookcase.
The Meistr looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
Once, although not by a god woken. My assistant did not believe that one had to be chosen.
She waves a bandaged hand absent-mindedly.
A headstrong and thoughtless girl, but the experience was... was quite educational. From observing her, I gather that the ritual involves inhaling the smoke, a lot of screaming, and a rather sudden death. Well, certainly. It is not my place to police the stupidity of others. I have to admit I was curious. Imagine if it had been a success. Why, then anyone... Alas, success was beyond her reach. Quite fascinating to watch, though. I've never seen a body burn from the inside out before. And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare.
Opening the door, after a quick rummage, you spot the blackroot nestled between the... You gather up the blackroot, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl, and kick... As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel yourself falling slowly, sinking into the depths of your own soul. Bathed in the half-light of these starless barrens, you spot a figure you could only describe as a second self. It looks haggard and weak, its very voice but a feeble echo of your own.
My chosen, come closer, so that you may see me as I truly am. Look me in the eyes.
The apparition clasps your face in its shaking hands. You suddenly feel your eyes tingle. Everything becomes brighter, sharper. Blacks and whites become glorious bursts of color, then fade back into their accustomed spectrum.
Blind eyes. Shine brightly. Speak the spell. And see.
Gone is the strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the goddess Zorl-Stissa in all her spectral...
You know me now, don't you? I saved you from drowning. I blessed you, made you powerful. And now I've come to seek some... Your god-woken soul is my last refuge, my last bastion.
Zorl-Stissa nourishes herself from the source that abounds in your presence. You feel it deep down inside.
Ah, yes. Just what I needed. I tell you, dying just doesn't become a god. The void itself is hunting down the gods, leeching us in ways we never thought possible. Droplet by droplet, we are being drained. We're battling for our very survival. It's a battle we're losing, and should we truly lose, all will be cast into oblivion. To save us both, as a matter of fact, you must realize that our fates are now as one. Just as our souls are now as one. Together we are a force to be reckoned with. But if we seek to survive the onslaught of the void, we stand no chance unless we become vastly more powerful than we are now. That means there is but one place we can go. The Well of Ascension. It most certainly will be. The Well of Ascension is a lake, a pool of pure source, in which the powers we gave them up freely to create the first divine. Each of us donated half of that is where the road to divinity leads, and you must be the first to reach it at all costs. There you touch upon the very heart of the matter. The void is stronger than ever. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the Well of Ascension. Not to bathe in the source of the Seven, but to take it. All of it. Only she who claims everything will be everything. The Void's doom, this world's liberator. It's very simple, really. They will either bow to you, or be undone. But of course, that is what they are saying to their own god woken as we speak. We both know they won't bow, just like we both know you will never bow to them. Only one can become a god strong enough to safeguard our world. One. So make no mistake, my champion. Chances are the road to divinity will be paved with dead gods. But don't let that dismay you. For these sins will be washed clean by the knowledge you committed them to save all of existence. To save your kin, they will be at your mercy, which is vastly preferable. So fret not, but revel in the promise of the lake. I will lead you there when you're ready, when you've become a true master of the source and speak the language of creation. Our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source like only a God-woken can, and wield its most powerful spells.
Laughter rolls and echoes into infinity.
Perhaps. But what is a pilgrimage after all, if not a journey of atonement in search of enlightenment? Focus not on death and irony. We are I. Now, the spells you need to know I will teach you when you are ready, but first you must learn to channel the source. So, return to Rivellon, and seek out these sages where they dwell. Convince them to share with you. Once you have, you may return to me here. Something that'll make you understand that for a god, there is precious little difference, but source is. It is a constant. A subject of neither time nor transience. All of life is source, and in source it is. Immortally so. You have the vision of a god. Speak the spell during your peregrinations, and you will see. Best of luck.
The Meistr stares intently at you.
Still alive? Gods above, there might be something to you after all.
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your face.
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
She sighs impatiently as you hack up the lard.
You can't channel enough sauce? Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Finding an orc to dance the hornpipe, perhaps? I know exactly what must be done. You must find a master of... The purging which the Magisters included as part of their service was quite efficient. Not enough to silence me, but enough that I would not turn. Enough to sever my link to the font from which all source flows. And certainly enough... So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only source masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turn into meat puppets are those too dangerous or cunning for the Magisters to contain. Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. Just so, some of these are quite dark, twisted individuals. The kind of creatures that grew... However, it is the path we walk, no... no matter what the cost. No matter...
The Meistr doubles over in a violent coughing fit, struggling for breath. After a few moments...
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them. And you do not seem to be paid. Sorcerers, evil, controlling your source, saving Rivellon, flee. Your focus, your only focus, must be on finding these masters. On finding the secret. My, you have been a busy little creature, haven't you? You may need to visit several of them. I doubt anyone would be willing to give...
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens.
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember, do whatever it takes.
The spirit of an elegant elven woman materializes before you.
You can see me. A god woken in my presence.
The spirit looks at you...
It is hard to hear of such power, and not covet it for yourself. I lie to myself and convince myself...
Blessings of the divine upon you, my lady. My husband and I were just sitting down for a picnic under the sun. We haven't much to offer, but nonsense, come. There you go, all cozy. So tell me, are you heading to Arks like we are? Nicholas and I wouldn't miss Lucian's Day for the world. That's so lovely to hear. The more pilgrims pray for his return, the sooner Lucian. So come. Let us break bread and strengthen ourselves for the journey. We have a sacred duty ahead of us.
You eat, drink, and have a good time of it with glory.
Woken are everywhere. Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
The spirit of a Magister stares dumbly at her translucent hand. The fingers of which...
My ring! Where's my ring?
The spirit pivots her wrist, staring at the...
I should have been more careful. She hacked at my sword hand first. I couldn't defend myself.
The spirit stares, absorbing your quest towards the kitchen. The spirit's lips part, trying to... but it doesn't come. She forlornly stares at you. The spirit looks at you with the smallest flick...
I was still alive when she started cutting pieces off me. She wanted me to feel it.
The spirit inclines her head towards the kitchen. The spirit ponders your...
Oh, in...
They never come through horror cock rollers. We'll be first to go.
Behold the lizard's noble, graceful carriage. Their social norms I never could disparage. As slaves, their servants often are portrayed.
Please, I must insist you keep out of my kitchens. It's not safe for you to wander about like this. A ghost? Peddle you. Please, I must insist you keep out of my kitchens. It's not safe for you to wander about like this. Please, I must insist you keep out of my kitchens. It's not safe for you to wander about like this.
I found something. This ring, it bears the Magister's seal. And there's blood on it.
Please, I must in-
She grabs the ring and
You should have just kept out of this.
she gives you a duff.
Magisters are a blight. They deserve worse than the death I gave them. I wouldn't taint the earth with their carcasses. Better that they vanish into unsuspecting stomachs. Into unsuspecting stomachs.
The cook shakes her head ruefully.
You should have just forgotten about all of this.
Glorious lie.
spirit of Wivlia glares at you.
Stew is good, if you think of eating.
Cooking notes. Wait, there's something wrong with this.
A ghostly seaman stares at the captain, his lip curled in a malevolent grin, his eyes wide with hate, and all that...
Spoke to the lady captain, didn't you? I seen ya scale skin, cozying up. Are you with her, or sail you with us? I'm doing my duty here, I am. I'm the lookout, and I'm ringing the bell. Rocks ahead, Captain. There's no lighthouse here! Rocks ahead! Ha 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 ha!
Who rings the bell?
Got a pick and trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile
But I'm on duty here!
and you can't
There are rocks ahead, and the captain must know it!
He blinks once, twice. A single salty tear drips from one ghostly eye. The bell falls silent. He raises a finger to his temple in salute. She babbles breathlessly on.
My ears are still a-ringing. And I have you to thank for it? Then thank you, I surely do. That accursed bell lies with the Peacemaker, on the bottom in the rocky shallows. My compass lies there too. The compass surely lies on the bottom, near where the ship was wrecked. Take it with my blessing, if you can find it. My sailing days are done. Let me mark your chart. But you be warned. Stay off the wreck itself. Let her lie as a monument to her dead crew, and as testament.
She goes white.
You've got no call to go looking for no cargo. Far as anyone's concerned, we sailed with an empty hold, and if they'd heed me.
She turns away.
That right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilka.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get him.
All this damn work and nothing.
Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
The axe?
Bellwether, I need those reports, damn it!
Right away.
The Magister's jaw is tight.
What? Well? What are you waiting for? Tell me! What? The bloody cook? It can't be. Whoa, why did Higba have that? Then he's still guilty of something. I'm not calling off the manhunt until I have that fiend one way or another. As for this cook, do you have any proof?
The Magister snatches the note and peers at it.
These names, they're the ones who went missing. And others. My name is on here. The cook's been reported dead. How did you get this? Never mind, I thought she was another victim, but
He shudders in.
And to think she was so near to us,
He holds out a pouch of gold. You try to take it.
Keep this ugliness to yourself. I wouldn't want it thought.
He lets go of the pouch.
Belson, my inkwell is
Course,
dry.
sir.
Fetch me some
Right
more.
away.
To think, someone had the nerve to murder Magisters. Barwings, would you have me
Course,
die
sir.
of thirst?
Right
Fill
away.
my damn cup. Belson, my inkwell is
Course,
dry.
sir.
Fetch me some more.
Right away.
Barwings, would you have me
Course,
die
sir.
of thirst?
Right
Fill
away.
my damn cup.